Welcome everyone to another article review, and today we're going to be looking at Bolsonaro's heat level. Chilling denial threatens to freeze over the administration. This is an article that's been written by Wesley Swan from our communications team here at Raya Group, and we'll be looking at why the president of Brazil is on heat level chilling. So the short answer to this question comes around the fact that he has almost done nothing to protect Brazil against the pandemic. He has denounced social distancing, he has refused to issue stay-at-home orders, and he has downplayed up to today the severity of the virus with little to no action or pushback. So in order to further back up these arguments, we're going to give a longer answer to this question of why is Bolsonaro chilling. The longer answer comes with the fact that when COVID-19 was first confirmed in Brazil, no preparatory actions were taken by Bolsonaro. The first case of coronavirus arrived in Rio de Janeiro on the 26th of February, when a tourist came back from vacation in no other place than northern Italy. At this point, most of the world thought this was just a flu, and well, Bolsonaro was not in the wrong here, he was just following the crowd like everybody else. But up to now, he's been holding tightly to this misconception and is refusing to take any further action to combat the coronavirus. Bolsonaro himself has even claimed to be practically immune to the symptoms of the virus because he has an athletic history, and I quote. He claimed that while in his 60s, he is strong enough to feel no more than a little cold, with the death toll confirmed to include thousands of people worldwide, ranging in all ages and health conditions. Bolsonaro's claims is simply rooted in little to no evidence. Denying science and statistics is a theme that he has maintained in his response to the pandemic, and in some ways, in part of his presidency. In early March, the global media underwent 48 hours of confusion, And this is an anecdote that went all around the world. All because Eduardo Bolsonaro, the president's third son, and the federal deputy of Brazil, told American Fox News that his father, also known as Jair Bolsonaro, the president of Brazil, had tested positive for COVID-19. After a meeting with the US Vice President, Mike Pence, and the first daughter of the US, Ivanka Trump. The news of Bolsonaro contracting the virus soon exploded. They broke out over the internet, everywhere in the world, and specifically among the Brazilian media. The Bolsonaro family, then on the other hand, didn't confirm this and said that it was an attack to them, and they were calling fake news to the media that had published this. They accused Fox News of lying, and Eduardo Bolsonaro, the president's kid, claimed to have never told Fox News anything. Within the same 48 hours, it was announced that Brazil's President Bolsonaro had tested negative after he'd taken a second coronavirus test. Confusion surrounding the virus is not unique to this case. It's just an example that's quite characteristic of how Bolsonaro is responding to the pandemic. There is little certainty and a lot of mismanagement. There are leaders in the Brazilian government with enough autonomy, such as mayors, governors, and congresspeople, to issue their own responses to the virus. However, Bolsonaro is determined to keep Brazil open. He has dismissed lockdown measures, taken across Brazil as inciting hysteria or being job killers, I quote. Through social media, campaigns and public rallies pushing the message Brazil cannot close, Bolsonaro has undermined, effectively frozen the public health efforts made by the government. For example, on the 15th of March, in Sao Paulo, Bolsonaro held a rally where he downplayed the virus as, just a cough. And while he was in that rally, he was recorded on camera to have touched up to 272 supporters in this just one rally. Social distancing is being enforced in Sao Paulo due to the mayor's orders, but those practices completely went out the window as soon as the president of the country arrived and its supporters just squeezed shoulder to shoulder to get closer to the president. So obviously the mayor's orders of stay at home and social distancing, as the Sao Paulo had wanted, were not kept intact. Another anti-lockdown rally that took place in Brazil was on the 19th of April in Brasilia, in the nation's capital, where Bolsonaro appeared on a top of a white pickup truck, chanting with the supporters and repeatedly coughing. In this moment, just many questioned his health and started to be concerned of what was the message the protesters were sending. Some signs read, "Military intervention with Bolsonaro in power," and several others chanted support for military action against the governors issuing stay-at-home orders. Right, in Brazil, Bolsonaro has given some sort of power to each governor of each region to implement their stay-at-home orders or non-stay-at-home orders. And in the places that he goes to, all of those people that are meant to be stay at home, well, they're just going out to see their leader and asking for military intervention. And this is really concerning the Brazilian population. The idea of the military taking over and establishing a dictatorship has crossed Bolsonaro's mind before. He has a record of making statements conveying nostalgia of the military dictatorship that ruled Brazil for more than 20 years between the 1960s and the 1980s. But now, with the supporters sharing his sentiments and chanting his name, Bolsonaro's heat level could soar to new dangerous temperatures. This is a really concerning matter and one that should be more talked about. So that's why here at Riot Group we decided to do this one, and just remember that once you see it, you won't help but notice. Please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and go on our social media and look at this article on our website at riotgroup.org. Stay safe, and until the next one.